Thank you, Chairperson. UNHCR would like to bring to this room the voice of more than 60 million forcibly displaced persons. I would like to thank the Office of the ILO for giving us this opportunity to speak about a pertinent subject, which is the right of forcibly displaced people to live in dignity through their own livelihoods. The world currently has the highest number of forcibly displaced people since the Second World War. But this has not seen a matched increase in pathways to durable solutions. In fact, voluntary repatriation has been the lowest since the 80s. The number of refugees offered comprehensive local integration remains limited, and resettlement numbers are steady to around 100,000 persons annually. UNHCR sees that allowing refugees to work is a key contributor to both protection and solutions. Access to income can enable forcibly displaced people to live in dignity, provide for themselves and their families, while capacitating them for solutions regardless what the solution will be. Refugees' right to work is specified in a number of international and regional instruments, including the 51 Refugee Convention and the 67 Protocol. This includes the right to work for fair remuneration and in safe and healthy conditions. Despite this international legal framework ensuring refugees' right to work, there are legal barriers to working for many refugees. At the end of 2014, 170 countries around the world hosted more than 14 million refugees under UNHCR mandate, of which less than half formally grant the right to work to recognized refugees. 27 signatory states to the 51 Refugee Convention have entered reservations to the Convention, including on the provision on wage employment and self-employment. Furthermore, some states that are not signatory of the 51 Convention are using national legislation to prevent refugees from working. In the absence of a conducive legal framework, many refugees end up working in the informal economy, where they risk exploitation, arrest, and other abuse. Allowing refugees to work is a development mandate outlined by the SDG Goal 8 that aims by 2030 to achieve full and productive employment and decent work for all women and men. Increasing human capital through employment in new sectors is essential in building self-reliance of refugees and increase the long-term stable macroeconomic growth of countries upon return. The limited research to date shows the economic impact of the presence of the refugees has been both positive and negative. A critical imperative in the development response is to build on the positive impact of forced displacement while minimizing the negative impacts. Maximizing full potential from a refugee influx is dependent on politics. The World Bank Global Knowledge Partnership on Migration and Development finds that fears of an adverse impact on the wages, unemployment, and living standards of native low-skilled workers are largely misplaced, while the positive effects on the broad economy are significant and typically underestimated. It is inaccurate to portray refugees as poor people who represent an economic burden to the host community. Refugees bring with them useful skills that can contribute to the economy of the host community. Refugees provide additional unexploited economic opportunities at the local and regional levels. Finally, reducing conflict a priori is essential, but promoting refugees' self-reliance after a conflict increases human capital and allows for conditions for positive peace. Positive peace is a concept defined by the Institute for Economics and Peace as the presence of the attitudes, institutions, and structures that create a sustained, peaceful societies. Positive peace is associated with successful development outcomes, including equitable distribution of resources and sound business environment. Dear Chairperson, dear distinguished delegates, UNHCR congratulates the ILO for the endorsement of the Recommendation 71, and we emphasize that peace cannot be achieved in a world where such a large group of people, those forcibly displaced, are denied their fundamental and basic human rights, excluded from participating in development efforts, and unable to build their future. Thank you.